I'm also sorry that I'm not Morgan Webb. I know that's why you guys really want to be here today, so I apologize for that as well. I'm Blair Herder from G4, Attack of the Show, and X-Play. That's my boss, Wade Beckett. Thank you. So if you guys like me on the show, tell me. Welcome to the DC Universe Online panel. If you don't know what that is, you're at Comic-Con. And this is a video game about DC Comics. So before we get into these guys, which by the way, I'm glad this podium's here because I got such a massive nerd boner. We're going to run a quick video about the DC Universe Online and we'll get into some panels. So, what's a hit?
Against legions of superpowered enemies. The future awaits. The time has come. Become the ultimate superhero. Or supervillain. Make the world your weapon. The next legend is you.
So guys, if you don't mind, can we just run down the panel? Maybe you guys can introduce yourselves, your title, what you did for the game, and maybe like your favorite flavor of ice cream, something like that. Let's make it personal, you know what I mean?
Hi, I'm Wes Nagi. I'm the senior producer on DC Universe Online.
It's a safe choice, Wes. Safe choice.
I'm Jim Lee. I'm the executive creative director on the game. I also draw All-Star Batman and Robin, and it hasn't come out in a while. I apologize. But I am working on it. I am working on it always. And my favorite flavor is what was it? Chunky Monkey? Yeah, that's what it is. I don't like to say it because it sounds funny, but yeah.
My name is Jeff Johnson. I wrote the kind of big story, and then I write comics. I write Green Lantern and Flash. My favorite ice cream is Superman. I'm Marv Wolfman. I'm a writer on the game and cookies and cream.
My name is Jens Anderson. I'm the creative director on DC Universe Online, and I would have to say probably mint chocolate chip.
And Jens wants you to know that that's Jens with a soft J. It's not Jens. He hates that. It is large, so don't call him Jens in public. Now, guys, just so you guys know too, we're running a little bit late, so I know I came to the panel last year, and one of the things I was disappointed about is that there weren't enough time for fan questions, so we're going to quickly run through the game, and then I'd like to open it up, if you guys don't mind, to these guys as soon as possible, so get your questions ready, because I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to talk to these guys about the game. First thing, one of the things that I noticed, I think the tagline is pretty significant in that you guys have created this game based on a universe that has been around for a very long time, yet you're allowing people to enter it and essentially become a significant part of it. The tagline is, "The next legend is you." What does that mean to you? What does that mean within the core concept of the game? Wes, we'll start with you.
Yeah, well, the real thing is that we want you to be able to kind of build your own legacy and literally step into the DC universe, right? And become a hero or a villain, right? And really kind of just set your mark, put your mark in the world and progress through and eventually, possibly become a member of the JLA or the society.
Good answer, Wes. Now, Jim and Jeff and Marv, creatively, you guys are, it's kind of a unique process that you guys have as far as creating this universe. Can you kind of explain to us what you three are doing, working together to make this game happen? Jim, we'll start with you.
What am I doing? I don't know. In an overview sense, I think we're going through the 70 years of continuity. I'm really trying to pick like the coolest moments of DC continuity, the coolest costumes, the coolest characters to sort of have in the game. As far as what these guys do, they can probably better explain than I.
I don't know, the approach I had to the story was very much what Jim said. This is kind of a very, I don't know how much I can say in the story.
Well, everybody promised that everything that's said here today will never be broken on embargo, so feel free to talk about the entire game.
Okay, all of you stop Twittering. No Twittering!
I just took the idea of, because I realized the idea of that you enter this game, you know, if you're going to interact with Batman or Joker, or you want to be part of Justice League, the Teen Titans, or part of the Secret Society, Super Villains, or the Suicide Squad, or something, is that you, there's a story reason that all these people are, all these new heroes and villains are coming up, and so I kind of worked on the story and the trigger for what caused that and where it might go and why the world suddenly needs an influx of heroes and villains.
The way it sort of worked is, if you think about a building, Jeff created the entire structure, the beams, everything that put on there. Now I'm filling in the individual rooms and plastering and putting some paintings on the walls and doing that. What we're all doing is coming up with story concepts that fit within the DCU and turning them over, and what Sony does is take maybe a paragraph that I may work up or a page and turning them into 60 missions, all based on DC, all based on the characters. So what I've been saying is, just in MMOs, you know, you form a whole group of people who are going after a mission, and that's exactly how it's being produced as well. Each one of us is one member of that little guild who is coming up with an element of the story, and then everybody else is just making it bigger and bigger, and then it passes through all of us a second time to make sure it's all feels like DC, the characters are acting in character, and the story is really exciting.
And Jens, to you specifically, this is a universe that's been around for a very long time. You're not making just a traditional standalone linear game. You have something that, ideally, like we spoke about, will be around for, I think they want to try to build this for like 40 years, 50 years is what they're talking about. A game that's going to be around for quite some time. What's the challenge in designing?
I won't be here.
And that will be the saddest thing that you guys hear today, because nobody wants to do it. But Jens, in designing this game, how challenging was it to take this universe and keep it open-ended so that you could continue, releasing content and taking these guys' ideas to...
Well, one of the tricky things was to also remember, because there is such a really cool, amount of stuff to draw from, that we didn't want to cap early, right? Like, who's our big villain in this game? There's a lot of places we could have gone with that, and we really wanted to pace ourselves to make sure that we were going to deliver the content that has developed over the 75 years to you in a way that allowed you to experience that as well. So, like, one thing I know when Jim and I first started looking at the story, we had this big, huge, grandiose thing, and we were like, how are we going to build that, right? I mean, there's too much to build, which is when we really started thinking we needed a real writer to come in and look at this stuff. Jeff, how was that first draft?
A little rough.
Yeah, a little rough. So thanks for coming on board. Appreciate that. And then, like Marv said, we got down to the nitty-gritty on that stuff. So really what we're trying to focus on is, the save the world concept, right? Or rule it, right? So if you're a villain, you're trying to kind of leave your mark on the world. If you're a hero, you're trying to save it and keep people safe and stuff like that. So we focus on the Earth right now, right? There's a lot of really cool stuff that we can launch into. Save the world.
And Marv, we spoke a little earlier about the fact that most story arcs in comic books have a certain endpoint, and there's certain plot devices that drive them forward to that endpoint. But this is an MMO, but it's a DC MMO. So I know we're not going to be killing raptors and taking their toenails and getting a girdle and dropping that in a lava field to get something else. We spoke about how the specific things that you write are going to lead to directives in the game, and that will propel the game forward. Can you kind of expand on that?
Well, there are different types of stories in the game. First of all, there's the overall concept, the overall story that both Jeff and Jens was talking about